Adam Moore with PremierGuitar.com. We're here at the New York Amp Show. Right now I'm joined by the man, Richard Goodsell. How you doing, dude?
I'm one of the men anyway. Yeah.
What are you going to be walking us through today?
Well, today we're going to take a look at a brand new model, and this amp show is the official debut of the Super 17 Mark III. And it's the first all-new amp out of this shop in over 2 years. So we're kind of excited.
What kind of stuff is packed into this?
Well, it does everything that the its predecessor does, the Mark II, which is still going to be made concurrently, but this does it smaller and lighter. It's a 1x12 combo, and at 29 pounds, it's 13 pounds less than its predecessor, and we accomplished that by using a Fender-style pine cabinet as opposed to the birch on the bigger one. We've got a smaller chassis, a smaller power supply facilitated by a solid-state rectifier, and with a sensible, reasonable speaker magnet, we have been able to package it that way. And let's face it, I'm an old guy and I don't like to carry heavy amps. And
it looks like you've got some wattage switching on this thing.
Yes, I do. What we have here, this is something I started doing about 6 months ago. We have the 517 switch, and this is the first amp to have that switch as standard equipment. The 17-watt mode, it's like all the other Super 17s that preceded it. But when you click it down to 5 watts, it reconfigures the output tubes, which are EL84s, as triodes instead of pentodes, and it changes the bias resistor at the same time. So it's not an attenuator per se. You're actually just, amps are made as 5-watt amps using those same tubes if you choose to do it that way. It's a little drier, a little more hi-fi sounding. And it's just a whole different flavor, a different palette.
Well, let's plug it in and see what it sounds like.
All right. Do you want to introduce yourself, since you were just? This is a random customer who bought a 517.
Yeah. Hi, I'm a random customer. I'm Mike.
How long have you had your 517?
About 3 months.
Okay, and do you like it?
Oh, I love it.
Kids out there, you know. I mean, because he just happened to be in here when you guys rolled up, so. Out there in YouTube land, you're a star now. Okay. Why don't we start with, let's just do it straight ahead in the 17-watt mode. Do you want to go clean or crunch?
I'll just do something kind of in the middle.
And let me take this pedal out of the loop. This is a very transparent pedal from our good friends at Creation Audio, and we love them. Okay. I'm going to set the gain and the tone and the volume all at 12 o'clock, which is nominally, with a Stratocaster, should be a cleanish tone, unless he really digs in with his pick. Try, without changing any of the gain settings, do you want to maybe try a different pickup and dig in a little harder with the pick and see if you can get it to break up without touching a single knob? It's magic. That is a beautiful tone if I ever heard it. All right, what we can do before we go to the 5-watt mode, why don't we junk it up a little bit down here? What I'm going to do is I'm going to roll off the volume, and I'm going to increase the tone, and when the gain, and when the gain is past 12 o'clock, the tone also adds gain when you go past 12 o'clock with it. And dig in a little bit harder now and see what you get. Okay, maybe a little harder. That's what I'm talking about. Now, the cool thing about this, well, all of the Super 17s will do this, but the touch sensitivity, the ability to modulate your grunge and your volume just by the knobs on the guitar and your pick attack. I mean, he can back off of it and lighten it up. It doesn't have to be hairy, but he can punch it, and it gets really nasty if it wants to. So
Let's just get a quick listen of it in the 5-watt mode.
alrighty then, 5 watts it is. We're not going to change nothing. We're going to leave it just the way it was in 17, and we're just going to take this switch and flick it down to 5, and play something similar to what you just did. And do the crunchy thing. Now the tone is a little drier and a little darker, more fendery than voxy, if you wanted to use an analogy. But since all the hair and breakup happens upstream of the power tubes, you're getting hair and breakup at a much more polite volume level. So when you find yourself in the bedroom in your silk shorts and you want to make, you know, guitar sounds that don't wake the neighbors, then you just bend over and you flick the switch.
Richard, thank you so much for taking us through it, man.
My pleasure. Happy New Year.
This is Adam Moore with PremierGuitar.com. We're here at the New York Amp Show.